my name is Miley. Today the main topic is the concern that was raised due to our resources regarding energy. Those resources are things like oil, gas, and coal. Let's take a look at some information. Currently, the world is in a back and forth battle at the moment, with one side believing that our resources should be conserved and the other thinking that our resources are abundant. Let's hear from some experts.
Thank you, Miley. I'm your expert, conservative expert, Cletus, and I believe the world is honestly completely fine. The resources that the U.S. has are plenty enough resources to use for energy. Overall, we should be prioritizing economic growth within the U.S. With the independent usage for fossil fuels, plus regarding all that climate change talk, it was bound to happen eventually later down the line.
Respectfully, I disagree with my fellow expert. As your other expert, Larry, oil is a limited resource that we are now searching for solutions for, if we run out. With this, our heavy intake of oil and heavier output of carbon is causing greenhouse gases to increase. We need to find different alternatives for energy. And all this climate change is being caused because of these carbon emissions. And I think...
No one cares what you think! No one cares! You're wrong! You know it! Stop being stupid!
Bro, did you just call me stupid?
Bro.
What the...
I'm talking about the other day.
My grandma's sleeping.
My gosh, bro.
Let's make sure this discussion is respectful and productive. Let's keep it to facts. We'll get a political perspective on the issue. So a major issue arising in the U.S. is the problem regarding climate change. My question today is the government's responsibility to help with the climate crisis?
Well, let's consider the 10th Amendment. With originalism, it does state that the power is not delegated to the United States by the Constitution, nor prohibited by it to the states, or reserved to the states respectively or to the people. The federal government should be limited in what they do and try to make industry-wide changes, and would be overreaching the federal government's power and not allow the states to manage their economic freely, which is the principle of our nation's economic system of capitalism.
Okay, well, considering the 14th Amendment with loose construction, it states that nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of laws. And just like Juliana versus the United States, I believe that having a stable climate is essential for fulfilling our unalienable rights that include life, liberty, and property. If the government fails to act on the climate change crisis, they would violate these fundamental rights. They need to act on it.
All right, now, those are both interesting takes on our U.S. Constitution to back up your arguments. How much is the U.S. impacted by the National Environment Policy Act, and what are your thoughts on it?
I believe that this act has the right intentions, but it stunts our economic growth. It creates long delays, higher costs for industries such as construction. However, the truth is that it has become a tool for excessive government control, blocking progress essential for economic growth. Projects that should take months now often take years.
I think NEPA is one of the most important protections we have in regards to our environment. It ensures that federal projects actually consider environmental impacts, which will impact our communities and our overall health. I disagree with you because to me, it's the government's responsibility to protect the general welfare, which includes our environment. It stops us from the cost of our health and the health of our planet.
Thank you to both our experts with their information that has been provided on insight to our discussion on climate change.
Well, that's a wrap from our expert interviews. Let's check out the weather in San Jose, California. Sheldon, how's the weather out there?
The weather is pretty freaking bad, man.
Well, let's cut to our local interview from Bill.
Thank you, Miley. And now we're gonna move on to the public opinion. What's your name again?
My name is Kevin.
I'm gonna ask you a few questions. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, my questions are: what are your current opinions on the current environmental issues that are surfacing around recently in the United States? Do you think we should balance acts for the environment and acts for economy? And how do you think, or how do you as a...
Damn, bro, get on with the question.
How do you as a United States citizen think we should be able to combat this ultimate change crisis? Climate change crisis.
My name is Kevin, and honestly, I and 18% of Americans, according to the Yale Climate Change Committee, are heavily alarmed at the rate of climate change. I think that the environmental issues we are seeing, like extreme weather, worsening air quality, and water shortages, aren't just warning, but something that is affecting our daily lives. And I think we need to balance climate change actions with the economy, but not in a way where we treat them as opposites, but something that works together.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah, no problem, bro.
How do you, as a United States citizen, think we should be able to combat this climate change crisis?
That's a good question. Well, I believe a strong economy depends on a strong environment. And I think that we should make stronger long-term decisions for the environment as a community. Things like holding companies accountable for the environmental impact or moving towards greener infrastructure. It's a societal and government responsibility to combat and create a greener future for our next generations.
Thank you, Kevin. Have a nice day.
Gracias.
Now back to you, Miley.
Thank you, Bill. As the war on the state of our environment rages on, the separation of many different opinions show how we should progress as a nation continue to worsen. My name is Miley, and this is KMDT News.
A mistake, but I just want you to know. I hope he buys you flowers. I hope he holds your hand. Give you up his hours when he has the chance. Take you to every party, 'cause I remember how much you love to dance. Do all the things I should have done when I was your man. All right.
Ready? Dun, 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 dun. Go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Miley. Today, the main topic Good evening, folks. I'm Miley.
Okay, bro.
I'm shocked.
I'm sorry.
No more. Lock it.